Good evening. My name is Chris. I'm the Vice President here at the TCAT, and I'm going to read you the book, Why Cowboys Sleep with Their Boots On by Laurie Lazzaro Knowlton. Slim Jim Watkins was tired cowboy, sliding out of his saddle. Slim Jim Watkins popped the dirt right from his breeches. Seemed like he had lassoed and branded more than 1,000 longhorn that day. All of this didn't mind him much. He just wanted to go to bed. So Slim Jim Watkins stripped off his clothes, all but his long johns that is, and crawled into his bedroll. No sooner did he lay his head down and the cowboy fell asleep. Slim Jim Watkins was sound asleep. While Slim Jim Watkins is asleep, we see two rattlesnakes come in and they're going to slither off with his pants. Slim Jim Watkins stretched and groaned and reached for his breeches the next morning after the cook said, "Rise and shine." "My breeches, they're gone." Slim Jim Watkins stretched and searched but could not find his breeches anywhere. "This is enough to sour a man's outlook on the day," said Slim Jim. Grumbling, Slim Jim Watkins slipped his chaps over his long johns and went to work. "Darn," gripped Slim Jim later in the day. "These long johns are wearing thin. I sure need my breeches." So after a long day's work, Slim Jim Watkins went to town and bought some new denim breeches. It was dark when Slim Jim Watkins rode back to camp. He was a mighty tired cowboy. His bedroll was a welcome sight. Slim Jim Watkins stripped all of his duds, all but his long johns of course, and kept his new breeches on this time. Then he collapsed into his bedroll, and no sooner did he lay his head on his hat than Slim Jim was sound asleep. Snort, shoo. That night, a coyote slips into camp and runs off with Slim Jim's bandana. "Rise and shine," roared the chuck wagon cook. Slim Jim Watkins stretched and yawned and reached for his bandana. "My bandana, it's gone." Slim Jim Watkins searched and searched, but could not find his bandana, and finally he went on to work. "Darn," growled Slim Jim Watkins as he coughed and choked from the dirt, riled up by all the cattle. "I sure need my bandana." So that night, Slim Jim Watkins traded a week's worth of dishwashing with the cook for the cook's new bandana. After doing dishes, Slim Jim Watkins was one tired cowboy. He stumbled into his bedroll and stripped off all his duds, all but his worn out long johns and his new breeches and his new bandana. That night he was so tired he forgot to lay his head on his hat. So that night an armadillo came into camp and snuck off with Slim Jim's hat. Soon after he lay his head down, it seemed like, the chuck wagon cook yelled, "Rise and shine." Slim Jim Watkins stretched and, "My hat! Where is my hat?" Slim Jim Watkins jumped to his feet frantically and searched. "Losing my breeches and my bandana is one thing, but to lose my hat is something else again. "Get to work," boomed the trail boss. So Slim Jim Watkins went to work without his hat. Later in the day, darn, beefed Slim Jim, when the blistering sun burned his face, I need my hat. So Slim Jim Watkins rode into town to buy a new hat. The smoke of the campfire rolled skyward into the stars as Slim Jim Watkins rode his very weary horse into camp. Slim Jim Watkins was a tired cowboy. Oh, my bedroll is going to feel soft as a cow's underside tonight. Sitting beside his bedroll, Slim Jim Watkins started to pull off his boots. On second thought, he said, I'm just going to sleep the way I am. And he did, boots and all. And that is why cowboys sleep with their boots on.